Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at a very interesting team for the Open Ultra League. I stole a team again from my brother, the Swilers, and this is a double electric line here right now, which is going to have the Saysop of Ampharos, which is honestly most likely the best Pokemon in the current Ultra League meta. It's just so safe as a Saysop, having extra Focus Burst, Brutal Swing, the Thunder Punch, Zap Cannon, like so many different options, going to allow you to have a lot of coverage and also just a lot of pressure in general. I really like the Shadow variant of this Pokemon as well, as we're going to be able to even do more pressure with our Fast Move Volt Switch, which is basically a Shadow Claw clone but for 4 turns, which is kind of nice. Otherwise, we're going to have here on the team our Virizion in the lead, which is going to be our main counter for potential, Ground-type Pokemon, especially something like a Galarian Stunfisk. And then we're going to have in the back our Magnezone, which is hopefully a sweeper. We changed actually the moveset of the Magnezone quite a bit during the gameplay. Here, for example, I'm having Flash Cannon actually, which is kind of cool. I start off having a Mirror Shot, but the games are randomized, so I don't know in which order they are. But I start off having a Mirror Shot first, and then went for Flash Cannon later on. Here I show most likely went for my Flash Cannon first instead of going for that Nuke move. Never mind, I show went straight for the Nuke move, I guess, because Shadow version of Magnezone is just doing so much damage. Going to get the knockout there against the opponent as well, winning us the game. Amazing stuff. Here we're going to see a very awkward Pokemon to deal with. It's going to be the Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is going to be one of the worst Pokemon to face for this team, as we're going to have a triple weakness against this one. While the wall run that we saw in the beginning was pretty fine for us to deal with, here we're going to still be able to go for one charge move, and this might put them into range for our, maybe for a Brutal Swing here, I guess, from the Ampharos. We still have to shield this move up here because it could be North Power, and it's going to be a Poison Fang bait, allowing us to go for another charge move, a fast move here, and go for the charge move now to try to knock them out. They're going to shield this move up, and I can go still for another one here, which should be fine for us, as we can let this next move go through as well, as now the opponent is going to be low enough that I should be able to spark them down maybe with our Magnezone. Let's take a look at this. Poison Fang coming through. Gonna go back into my Virizion, going to let this move go through as well, and hope that I can sweep endgame now with Magnezone. Can Magnezone win against the entire team of the opponent? Let's take a look at this one. We're going to be able to knock the opponent out here before they can go for one charge move, and as long as they don't have like a counter user or something in the back, we should be fine. Let's take a look what they're going to have in the back here. It's going to be the Nidoqueen coming back in. We can farm them all the way down. What do they have in the back? We will never find out. They forfeit before that. It's kind of sad. I would really like to see an entire sweep from Magnezone there, but sadly the opponent didn't allow that to do, for us here to do in general. As you're going to see the Charizard coming in, they're going to have the... They would have had already the Blast Burn there, but of course they're going to go for the bait. Smart decision means that they're going to shield this move up here for sure as well, as they want to go for the next charge move before I get to my one. There's going to be another bait here from them, which is kind of wild. I go for my own charge move as well. Do they want to shield this move up as well now? They do not, and I can realign as the Melmetal is coming back in here. They have no chance of one-shotting me here, so I can let this move go through anyway. It's going to be the Rock Slide, and I will be able to reach the Focus Blast in time, trying to either one-shot them or get the final shield. I actually think that getting the final shield might be better. They're going to let the move go through, and you're going to see now the Giratina coming in here. There's going to be a little bit of an awkward matchup, of course, as we're going to have now our Flash Cannon version of the Magnezone still. I think the old gameplay I put in first here, actually. I think I put them into 2 batches because there were gameplay, or like gameplay in between that I didn't want to put in because it wasn't for this team. So, yeah, this is most likely going to be first the Flash Cannon battles, which I like definitely more, I can tell you. Mirror Shot is also cool because you're fast, and for example in those scenarios here you would be able to get the debuff, but I feel like Flash Cannon is just the better move in general to go for, because you just get more damage for this Pokemon here as a closer. Like if you're in the lead, definitely go for the Mirror Shot because it's just a little bit of a safer move to go for. It helps you to bait. But if you have this Pokemon as a closer, I feel like that the Flash Cannon might be a little bit better. Here the opponent's still going to get to another charge move here. It's going to be the Dragon Claw. They can two-shot me. Can we go for the Flash Cannon time? And we can reach the Flash Cannon. And we can say goodbye to the opponent's Giratina. Boom. Bye-bye there. You see already why Flash Cannon might be the better one to go for. Definitely ran for Mirror Shot though beforehand as well, so I'm most likely going to find some gameplay here. Sooner, should we want to see the opponent coming into a Registeel, we will be able to go for a Sacred Sword against them here. That's going to be a very nicely winning matchup for us. In comes Focus Blast. We can take this move here for sure. The opponent decides to stand around, I guess. Do they go AFK here? Like, I don't know if they AFK or not. Our Virizion is just looking up and down and going to be able to knock out the opponent. I guess they're AFK. Are they coming back here? I'm not sure about this, but we will find out shortly. It's going to be the Tapu Fini. Oh, they're actually back. They're back here. We're going to see a Gliscor. Gliscor is also tricky for this team to deal with, but of course, if the opponent going to forfeit here, that's going to be a little bit easier. Stuff like this still happens, of course, but I guess we're going to encounter a Gliscor here immediately afterwards, which is going to show us how we can play around this, or if we even can play around this. It's going to be a little bit tricky to deal with this Pokemon here, as you're going to see now the Snorlax against us. We're going to go for the bait first, because honestly, I feel like they will shield this move up, and they are not shielding this move up, which is really bad, and they're going to go ahead and go for their own charge move, which is even worse here. So we're in a really tough spot here. We can farm them down with our Rizian before they can even get to another charge move, which is nice. And now, of course, Gliscor is coming back in here. I can go for one more Leaf Blade here. It's going to do some decent damage, but again, it doesn't do enough damage to even two-shot them. Hopefully, they're going to let this move go through here, and they do, which allows me to Thought Swap out, but I guess the opponent goes to go for a charge move here first. It's going to be the Night Slash, doesn't knock me out. And I can keep one charge move alive, but okay, they have a Rizian in the back. Here we're going to have Mirror Shot now. As said before, we swapped between Mirror Shot and the Flashkin, but again here Flashkin would have been even a little bit better. It would have even maybe surprised the opponent a little bit more. But yeah, next opponent, we're going to see a Charizard. Say-so Ampharos going to get out the Trevenant, and this is going to be amazing because we can go ahead and go for some Brutal Swing damage. Brutal Swing going to do some decent damage, enough that we can farm them down, I think, in the 2-shield scenario. So we're going to shield up the next charge move from the opponent. Coming in the Shadow Ball here, we will be able to go for 2 more fast moves on the next Brutal Swing, going to force another shield from the opponent, or going to get the knockout here. We're going to get the shield from them, and I should be able to farm them all the way down in time, as they're going to go for the Seed Bomb now, but I think I can farm them all the way now. I can farm them all the way, and we're going to see the Jellicent coming in. The opponent really does not appreciate seeing this Ampharos. Ampharos is going to town here, going to be able to go for another charge move here in order to try to get the knockout against the opponent. And we're going to get the knockout here, which is actually a little bit more scary than it is like good for us, because yeah, we have a double weakness against fire now, and the opponent going to shield this move up as well, allowing me to go for one Sacred Sword, which is going to do the most amount of damage. But honestly, I think I'm going to lose this match here. There is not a lot that I can do with my Magnezone now. Magnezone going to get basically burnt immediately here. They go for the charge move immediately. They went for a little bit more. And let's take a look if we can still go for one fast move here in time. And we can actually still farm on the Ampharos. Nearly got reverse sweep by the Charizard there. This wouldn't be as nice, as you're going to encounter a Swampert in the lead. This is going to be fine for us. We can go ahead and go for some Leaf Blade. Of course, the opponent going to swap at a completely random time. And the Ninetales is coming in, which we can get some extra energy again and go now into our Magnezone. Magnezone doesn't really care too much about the charge moves of the opponent. As you're going to see here, the Dazzling Gleam doesn't do too much damage. We can overfarm by a little bit and go for another charge move now. I should be able to still get to maybe a Wild Charge against the Swampert. I will see this. I would have got there. No, I didn't get to it. Wild Charge, even though it's resisted and it's against the ground type, would have done so much more damage. Like, honestly, Wild Charge does so much damage against the Shadow Swampert, it's wild. As the opponent going to shield up this charge move here, I'm going to shield up the next move as well, which is going to be the Hydro Cannon here coming in, as we can try to go for another Leaf Blade, but the opponent going to reach the next charge move in time. It's going to be an Earthquake, going to do a ton of damage, and we're going to see the Charizard coming in here, as we can retaliate with our Ampharos, getting the extra fast move in onto their potential Blast Burn, and it's going to be a Blast Burn. At this point of time, I should be even able to farm them all the way down, and I should have went for my charge move instead here. Like, not for my charge move, instead just try to farm down, because I definitely would have been able to do this. Very unnecessary throw there by me. Definitely shouldn't have done that in hindsight there, but we will be able to go for another charge move against the opponent. First Brutal Swing coming through here, and the next one is coming straight afterwards, as they're going to go for their Mud Shots, but it doesn't really help them too much here, as this is going to knock them out anyway. But again, didn't play that perfectly fine. Would have been able to farm them down there maybe, and would have had a better time. Next opponent, Warren in the lead. This is going to be a very neutral one. I can go for the Leaf Blade, trying to get the shield immediately here. Let's take a look what they're going to do. They're going to shield this move up. Amazing for us, as Ampharos is going to be able to now force shields, or like in general force a switch advantage here against the opponent. In comes the Brutal Swing, going to get the shield immediately, and we have to go for another shield here on our own, because we have to get the Brutal Swing onto the opponent. There's no other way around this. This is going to be our best way to damage the opponent here, as you're going to be able to get and basically try to farm them all the way down here. Let's take a look at this one. We're going to see the Shadow Ball coming through, and we can go ahead and go into our Verizian, getting more energy here. We lag a lot. This is not how it's supposed to be. I think I would have been able to farm down otherwise, but luckily it's just a Seed Bomb coming in. I tried to swap out, as you saw there, I clicked the entire time on the Magnezone. It didn't work out as well. The game is so broken. I don't actually, like, it's just, I don't know, it's so wild. It's honestly wild, like the bugs that are still in the game. As you're going to now encounter a Swampert, this might lose us the game now because we weren't able to swap out in time. It is really, really bad so far, as this Hydro Cannon going to knock me out here. I can go for the Leaf Blade, but if the opponent has a charge move stored, now I kind of lost to the lag instead of to the opponent, and the opponent has a move stored. So I don't take this loss. Like, honestly, I lost here, but the game just was so broken, I actually don't understand. Like, I clicked on the swap the entire time. There was nothing that I could have done better there. Honestly, it's just here again also, you see already some nice lag. The game just still doesn't really work perfectly fine, and still way better than what we had like back in the day. Like, honestly, I kind of don't really remember like those days really, even though like they weren't even that far away, where we had literally nothing that we could do for Go By. Like, it was like so laggy. We had like desync and all the stuff where like people got fast moves through onto scenarios where they shouldn't have got this through, and some people get denied and what stuff. Like, it's all at least gone here, and it's basically as much gone as the opponent's wall right there. So you're going to see now the opponent coming in with the Trevenant here. We can go for the baits, as this Mirror Shot going to try to get the attack drop, and we're gonna get this immediately. We're going to shield up the move here most likely, because I can just, actually I'm not going to shield this up. I of course know here I'm the Magnezone Pro. I know that I survived this, of course, with 1 HP to get another charge move off against the opponent. We still have to get 3 charge moves off against them here. Of course, our Leaf Blade is going to be the best bet for this mission here, so we're going to go for another one as well. They are they are single debuffed here from the Mirror Shot, so they're most likely going to be fine here. We should be able to shield up this move, and even a Shadow Ball going to knock me out, like, does not knock me out now. Even if they go for it, again, so much weird lag here. Shadow Ball coming through here, and we can go ahead and go for the Leaf Blade in order to knock out the opponent's Trevenant and win this game. Let's take a look at the next game. Who are we going to face here? We're going to face the Pidgeot, as they're going to be able to go ahead and go for the swap into our Ampharos. Ampharos is going to have now the Swampert against itself, but we will see here now the Earthquake coming through, so that's amazing for us that we're going to be able to shield this one up. We're going to go for the bait because I expect them to shield here, and of course they're not going to do this, and of course they're going to go for their own charge move. Not really ideal for us. It's going to not knock us out, but it's going to put us into a range where they can farm us down now, shielding this move, or not even shielding this move. So now we are basically a shield down, and lost switch advantage. This is not looking good for us. We can swap out now, but we're going to encounter the Jellicent in the back. This is amazing. Let's take a look what the opponent going to do here. I can go straight for the bait first. It's going to be the Mirror Shot, and they're going to fall for it, which is amazing here, as this is the only play that we can do to win this game. Surface coming through would do a ton of damage here, and I'm going to go up again for a little bit more energy, as you can now go and try to go for a double. Never mind. The opponent just went for the Shadow Ball and just one-shot me. So that's also fine. We're going to see an Ampharos against me. This is okay. We see the Cresselia coming in, and we can go into our Magnezone, which again I would have appreciated if we would have had here the move Flash Cannon. But sadly we don't, and we're going to try to get the attack drop, and we're gonna get the attack drop here, which is amazing for us as this future side. No, not going to do as much damage, and we will be able to take another one here pretty easily, as the opponent gonna go straight for another one here as well. We can go for the Wild Charge, trying to get them a little bit lower, trying to get some decent damage against them, and maybe put them even only into range for our Mirror Shot, which we're going to go for now as well. Trying to even farm them down maybe a little bit afterwards, as they're going to go for the shield. This is amazing because we can still go for another charge move here. This will allow us now to get the final shield by the opponent as well, and another attack drop, allowing us now to even snipe them with our Verizian. This was not the smartest play, opponent. Honestly, there is nothing, literally nothing, I think, that wins against Ampharos in the 2-shield scenario. Well, if like we have 2 shield and the opponent has 0 shields, I don't think there's a single Pokemon that can do this. So honestly, this is looking pretty nice for us, but honestly, also it's a little bit tricky against the Ampharos, which is gonna get a shield from me. I will be able to knock them out now, and now it's all down to the Armored Mewtwo. We have both a 4-turn fast move, which is kind of rare to see, but this will allow me to sneak one through, and the opponent also going to be able to sneak a fast move through soon. But this Brills, we're going to get them pretty low. We're going to try to go for another charge move, and we're going to be able to knock out the opponent's Mewtwo. And this is going to be a good game, and this is going to be also it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. On the left side, you're going to see a video. On the right side, you're most likely going to see a best team video, most likely. So yeah, see you then. Bye bye.